Most people have alcoholism, alcohol use disorder completely wrong. They have a complete misconception and a complete misunderstanding of how this disease and this malady works at all. They just don't get it, and that's okay if you've never experienced it. But if you're an alcoholic or a recovering alcoholic, you better have a little bit more information on what's going on with you and an understanding of what you're going through. Many do, many don't. And people who have not been in the situation, who are very judgmental and misappropriate their emotions unbelievably, certainly on the comments that I get on this page. So many people have absolutely no concept. So alcoholism is alcohol itself is the alcoholic's solution. It's not the problem, it's the solution to their problem. Now, if they are dealing with some kind of trauma or hereditary issue, cultural issue, peer pressure issue, some kind of disability, some kind of stress, anxiety, or depression, or other repressed emotions in their life, the alcohol is the solution to deal with those emotions. That's how it works. They're covering it up. It's a band aid, it's a solution for them to get through the day and deal with their life. Some alcoholics will even call it their medicine. Unfortunately, their medicine also happens to be a class 1 carcinogen. It's literally poison that people are putting in their bodies in order to solve their emotional issues. This is the ground floor. This is the first thing that a person needs to understand when they delve into alcohol use disorder. So we have this question. This is a comment here. I need to read it because it's really important and the mentality that people have. This is from a person who is in recovery, who was an alcoholic and is currently in recovery, according to them. But it says, "I chose to stop drinking, and she could have too," in reference to my wife who died 4.5 years ago and succumbed to alcohol use disorder. "You've lived with the alcoholic, but you've never been one. So apparently, it's okay just to dismiss somebody like myself who's lived with an alcoholic for 2 decades, studied tremendously on this subject, lived it, experienced it, and really been immersed with it for many, over a decade at least." The comments like this are absolutely absurd. It's like telling a cardiologist that because they've never had a heart attack, they don't know what a heart attack is, or they don't understand what any kind of disease is. It's like telling a an oncologist because they've never had cancer. Well, they don't understand it because they've never experienced it. Unbelievably rude. And what it is it's a person who's trying to cover up something else that's going on with them by attacking really what I'm going over with my wife and the experiences that I share with my wife. And people think that I'm sharing these experiences about my wife to disparage her in some way, and that I get a lot of comments recently that it's like I'm coming across as cold or methodical. Well, the disease is very cold. It's a very brutal, horrible disease, and it's been some time since since it's come and gone. So if you don't like the way that I tell my story, I don't really care. It's irrelevant. It helps the people that it targets, and it helps the people who are willing and interested in understanding. If you're not interested in growing or educating yourself or immersing yourself in understanding, the disease that you have, then this might be the wrong place for you. And the thing is, I will always applaud someone who has been able to put this in some form of remission or recovery. I'll always applaud that person because it takes a mental fortitude that many people don't have. There's something only about 36% of people who are able to put it into remission and obtain sustainable sobriety. I think that's a wonderful thing. But to say that I recovered and your wife didn't, so she didn't choose to. Well, there's different emotions and there's a different history. No two people are the same. Incredibly shallow-minded, short-sighted comments to make. And I'm not really talking about this particular person, but it's about people need to understand that it's a mental health disease. It's about repressed emotions. And, we have to keep our reactionary emotions and our reactionary thoughts in check as we delve deeper into a better and greater understanding of why alcohol use disorder exists at all. And my hope is that people can put their reactionary emotions and learn from this platform and expand their horizons and expand their understanding. It's beyond just your own vantage point. And people need to put their judgment and their old school concepts that society has placed on people and how they're supposed to react to this disease. They need to put that in their back pocket and truly have a better and greater understanding of what's really going on with someone who is suffering with alcoholism. And again, I go live Monday through Friday right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I have a complete coaching program. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family. It's designed to help families and alcoholics. The link is in the bio. It's called, you set up a breakthrough call. It's a Zoom call. It takes about 45 minutes. We do a deep dive into what's going on with you and your family. The call is free. The coaching program, definitely not, but we'll go over that and payments and all kinds of stuff. I'm really looking for people who want to change their lives and the lives of their family. And again, thanks so much for listening.